Hello students, today we are continuing the lesson number 3 Force and Pressure part 2nd. Pressure on solids. Air pressure is exerted on all the objects kept in air. When a weight is kept on a solid, pressure is exerted on it. This pressure depends on the value of the weight and the contact area between the two. Activity 1. Pressure of liquid. Take a plastic bottle. Take a 10 centimeter long piece of glass tube on which a rubber balloon can be fitted. Warm up the one end of the glass tube and gently push in the bottle at the about 5 centimeter from the bottom. To avoid the water leakage, apply the molten wax on the side of the glass tube. Now fill the water slowly in the bottle and see how the balloon inflates. What you observe, the pressure of water acts on the sides of the bottle as well. Activity 2. Level and pressure of liquid. Take a plastic bottle, purse it with the thick needle at the point 1 to 3 as shown in the figure. Fill the water in the bottle up to full height as shown in figure. Water gates will be seen emerging and projecting out. The water jet emerging from the hole at the top will fall closest to the bottom. The jet from the lowest hole falls furthest from the bottle. Also, jets coming out from the two holes at the same level fall at the same distance from the bottle. What is understood from this? At any level, at any one level, the liquid pressure is the same. Also, the pressure increases as the depth of the liquid increases. Gas pressure. If a balloon is inflated by filling air by the mouth, it inflates on all the sides. If a pinhole is created in the balloon, air leaks out and the balloon does not inflate fully. It is realized that, like a liquid, gas also exerts the pressure on the wall of the container in which it is enclosed. All the glasses all the gases and liquids have a common name, fluid. Fluids in the container exerts the pressure from within on the walls and the bottom of the container. A fluid enclosed in a container exerts its pressure equally in all the direction at a point within the fluid. Atmospheric pressure. Air surrounds the earth from all sides. This layer of the air is called atmosphere. The atmospheric exists about the 16 km height. It further extends up to 400 km in a very dilute form. The pressure created due to the air is called as atmospheric pressure. Imagine that a very long hollow cylinder of unit cross sectional area is standing on the surface of the earth and it contains air. The weight of the air is the force applied in the direction of the center of the earth. This means that the atmospheric pressure is the ratio of the weight divided by the area of the surface. The air pressure at the sea level is called one atmospheric pressure. Air pressure decreases as one goes up in the height from the sea level. 1 atmosphere is equal to 101 into 10 raised to 3 Pa is equal to 1 bar is equal to 10 raised to 3 m bar. 1 m bar is equal to 10 raised to 2 Pa, that is hectopascal. Atmospheric pressure is specified in the units m bar or hectopascal. The atmospheric pressure at a point in air is equal from all the sides. How is this pressure created? If a air exists in a closed container, The air molecules in a random motion continuously hit the walls of the container. In this interaction, a force is exerted on the walls of the container. The pressure created due to this is a force. We constantly bear the atmospheric pressure on our heads. However, the cavities in our body are also filled with the air, and arteries and veins are filled with blood. Therefore, we do not get crushed under the water, and due to atmospheric pressure, as the pressure is balanced, the Earth's atmospheric pressure decreases with the height from the sea level as shown in figure. At the sea level, atmospheric pressure 101 into 10 raised to 3 Pa is acting on a tabletop of size 1 meter square. Under such a heavy pressure, why doesn't the tabletop crumble down? Think and answer. Buoyant force. Take a plastic bottle, fix the lid tightly. Now place it in the water and see. It will float on water. Try and push it into the water. Even then, when pushed, it continues to float. This experiment can also be done with the plastic hollow ball. Now, fill the bottle with water to the fullest capacity and close the lid and release in the water. The bottle will float inside the water. Why does this happen? This empty plastic bottle floats on the surface of water. On the contrary, the bottle full of water floats inside the water but does not go into the bottom. The weight of the empty bottle is negligible as compared to the weight of the water inside. Such a bottle with water neither floats on the surface nor does it go to the bottom. This means the force due to the gravity acting downwards, that is Fg, must have been balanced by the opposing force in the upward direction Fb on the bottle filled with water. This force must have originated from the water surrounding the bottle. The upward force acting on the object in water or other fluid or gas is called as buoyant force, that is Fb. While pulling a bucket from a well, the bucket full of water immersed fully in the water appears to the weight less than when it has been pulled out of the water. Why? Think and answer. Take a piece of thin aluminium sheet and dip it into the water in a bucket. What do you observe? Now, the shape of the same piece of aluminium into a small board and place it on the surface of water. It floats, isn't it? Think and answer. An iron nail sinks in water, but why does the massive steel ship float on it? When an object is dipped in a liquid, a buoyant force acts on it and hence it appears that the weight of the object is reduced. It becomes easier to swim in a sea water than the fresh water. This is because the density of the sea water is higher than the density of the fresh water due to the salts dissolved in a sea water. You have seen that lemons sink in the glass filled with water, but it floats when we stir in 2 spoons of salt in the water. In salty water, the buoyant force exceeds the gravitational force. What is understood from these examples? Buoyant force depends on two factors. 1. The volume of the object. The buoyant force is more if the volume of the dipping object is more. Second thing, density of the liquid. More the density of liquid, more the force of buoyancy. Do you know how it is? decided that the object left in a liquid will get sink in the liquid, will float on the surface, or will float inside the liquid. The objects float if the buoyant force is larger than its weight. The object sinks if the buoyant force is smaller than its weight. The object floats inside the liquid if the buoyant force is equal to its weight. Archimedes principle. Take a long rubber band and cut it at one point. At one of its ends, tie a clean washed stone or a 50-gram weight as shown in figure. Now hold the other end of the rubber band and make the mark there. Keep the stone hanging in air and measure the length of the rubber band from the stone to the mark made earlier. Now take a water in a pot and hold the rubber band at such a height that the stones sink in it. Again measure the length of the rubber band up to the mark. What is observed? This length is shorter than the earlier length. While dipping the stone in the water, the length of stretched rubber gets slowly reduced and the maximum and its minimum when it sinks completely. What could be reason for a shorter length of the rubber band in water? When a stone is sunk in water, a buoyant force acts on it in upward direction. The weight of the stone acts downwards. Therefore, the force on which acts on it in the downward direction is effectively reduced. How much is the magnitude of the buoyant force? Is it the same for all the liquids? Is the buoyant force of equal magnitude for all objects? The answers to these questions are embedded in Archimedes' principle. The principle states that when an object is partially or fully immersed in a liquid, a force of buoyancy acts on it in the upward direction. This force is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. Introduction to the scientist. Archimedes was a Greek scientist and mathematician with a sharp intelligence. He found out the value of pi by a numerical calculation. His knowledge of levers, pulleys, wheels, and physics was useful to the Greek army in fighting against the Roman army. He became famous due to his work in geometry and mechanism. When he entered a bathtub for taking a bath, he discovered the above principle by observing the overflowing water. He came out in the same state shouting, Eureka, Eureka, means I found it, I found it. The use of Archimedes' principle is very wide. This principle has been used in the construction of ships and submarines. The instruments such as lactometer, hygrometer are based on this principle. Density of a substance and the relative density. Density is equal to mass upon volume. The SI unit of density is kilogram per meter cube. The property of density is very useful in deciding the purity of a substance. The relative density of a substance is expressed with respect to the density of water. Relative density is equal to density of a substance upon density of water. This is being the ratio of two equal physical quantities. It has no unit. Relative density of a substance is called as the specific gravity. Here we will stop. Thank you.